The year was 1898. Lieutenant General Robert Baden-Powell was called to service by Her Majesty the Queen. In South Africa, the Second Boer War was beginning. It would be many months before reinforcements could arrive. And so, Robert Baden-Powell enlisted local militia, was able to pull together a force of about 1,700 men to face about 8,000 Boer troops. He determined that he best could defend the country and buy time until the British troops arrived by securing and holding the town of Mafeking, South Africa, Mafeking. He spent weeks and months in preparation for the siege that was to come. Finally, it started on October of 1899. It lasted 217 days, ending in May of 1900. With these limited troops that he had available, Baden-Powell organized and utilized a group of boys, ages 12 to 15. He called the Mafeking Cadets. These boys served as cooks, as messengers, as couriers, any function that would free a soldier to carry a gun and to be on the front lines. The British public followed the siege of Mafeking with great attention in the British newspapers. And by the time that siege ended in the successful defeat of the Boer forces, Baden-Powell had become a national hero. He returned home to fame. With that fame, he carried with him an idea. The idea he had seen in those cadets, those boys in Mafeking. He trained them. He gave them shirts to wear and hats and sashes they wore across. And as they completed each step of their training, put little emblems on those sashes. He came back to Britain and he organized the Boy Scouts, to train boys, to instill in them character, public service. Baden-Powell said the contribution of the cadets to the military situation of the siege was invaluable. And he felt that by the training of young boys, he could contribute to the betterment of all society. A year later, the Boy Scouts were organized in the United States. By 1910, the Congress of the United States had chartered the organization. Until today, the Boy Scouts of the world, the Scouting movement, is the largest youth organization in the world. It all began with one man who saw that by instilling training and a commitment to serve in young boys, it could make a difference in the life of people. Some people would say that the way to have a great life, the secret is in who you are and who you know, what you have. In other words, a well-financed connections and influence. These are the things mixed with ambition that are the ingredients to a great life. This is what makes a difference. The Boy Scouts, however, have a different ideal. The Boy Scouts have ingrained into young men the ideal of service, that you'll have a great life if you dedicate your life to serving. Therefore, all of us that were scouts at one day joined the movement by taking an oath. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country and to obey the scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. When I took that oath, I didn't understand the significance of it in contributing to a good life. But now I understand and see that what scouting instills in young people is but a reflection of what our Lord would instill in all who follow Him. The scouting organization has called upon the idea that our Lord, from the very beginning, gave to His people. I declare to you on this Scout Sunday that the ideal of the Scout Oath is the expression of the biblical ideal of service. Jesus said in Matthew 20:26, "Whoever wants to be great among you must be your servant." The secret to a great life is not who you know or how much you have. The secret to a great life is how willing are you to serve. Jesus also said in Mark 10:45, "For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give His life as a ransom for many." All the things you might accumulate in a lifetime, they're not going to last. But let me tell you what will last. What will last are those things you give to others. For example, accumulate a great collection of fishing gear, and then spend a lot of time enjoying fishing and enjoying all the gear that you've accumulated all your life. But one day when you're dead and gone, that gear is going to be thrown away or passed down, stuck in closets and forgotten. That gear is going to mean nothing to most people. However, spend your life teaching children to enjoy fishing, and your enjoyment of fishing will be multiplied over and over and over in the lives of those you serve. Accumulating things won't last. Serving will.